Okay, this is page 11 of the C programming notes. So now we're going to talk about include guards. So let's just say you do something like this in your code. You include LPC 17xx.h. This has all the definitions that you need to work with the LPC 17 chips, like we're using the 1768, so it defines stuff for the serial ports and the timers and all that. And also in your code, you include standard int.h because you want to use the uint8 type. Well, the thing is that this also includes standard int.h. And so what's the problem there? Well, it could lead to multiple definitions. So for example, of your uint8 type, because you include LPC 17xx.h, that includes standard int.h, so uint8 type gets defined there once, and then in your file you include standard int.h, so you get another copy of it and it defines it again, and that would cause a compiler error, except that include guards prevent multiple definition. And the way it does that is basically it'll know if it's been included once, and if it has been already included, it won't make a second copy of that, because remember, it basically does cut and paste of all the text in the header file. So I'm going to show you that with an example. And so this example is from another file that you include in your projects in the lab, uart.h. And so if you look in there, near the top of the file, you'll see if and if not defined, double underscore uart underscore h. So if it's not defined, then it's going to define it. So the first time you include the file, that's not defined. So it defines it, and then it includes the file contents, and then you finish that all off with an end if. So if uart.h got included a second time for whatever reason, uart underscore h, double underscore uart underscore h is already defined, so it won't include all the stuff between the if not def and the end if again. So these are our include guards, and that is the standard C standard compliant way of doing it. There is another option, and that is this preprocessor directive pound pragma once. So this pound pragma is just used usually by libraries. So there's the OpenMP library for multiprocessing, for doing like numerical computing, and it uses pound pragmas all the time. But anyway, so pound pragma once is really, it's better because you only put that at the top of your header file, and you don't need the rest of that. You don't need the definition and the endf at the end. Is better. I think it's cleaner, but is not standard. So some compilers will know about it and others won't. I think GCC and Clang will know about it. I'm not sure if the ARM compiler does. Okay, and we're going to talk about brackets for macros. So let's introduce this with an example. Let's just say that I do a pound define sqr x times x. So what this will do is in my code, wherever I have this capital SQR bracket x, it will replace it with x times x. So it's going to square it. There is no square function really that's part of the language. If you include math.h, then you can use the POW function, but that makes your executable bigger. So if you just need to square integers, this will work fine, sort of. There's a bit of a trick though. So let's just say we do this. Int y equals square 1 plus 2, and what value do we expect y to have? 1 plus 2 is 3, squared is 6, right? Wrong. So remember that I told you that with the macros it just does straight like text cut and replace, text expansion, and so what this turns into when you do the cut and the paste is x times x. Well, what's x? It's 1 plus 2. So what you get is 1 plus 2 times 1 plus 2. Order operations, we're going to multiply 2 by 1 first, and that'll get added to 1, and then 2 will get added to that. So you actually get 5. So you're probably not going to write a lot of macros, but if you do look at them, you'll notice that they make heavy use of brackets to avoid this kind of problem. So this would be better defined as, just think about how would you fix that problem above? Well, we'd want brackets around the 1 plus 2, so brackets around the x times x. But what if this was all combined with another operator that had higher precedence? So what we want to do, or lower precedence, I don't know, put brackets around all of that. So usually these macros that are going to get expanded have brackets around them. So now if we do this, and we do z equals square 1 plus 2, then that becomes 1 plus 2 bracket times bracket 1 plus 2 and brackets around all that, and z will have the value 9, which is what we expected.